I'm Alex Lott, the pastor of Starmount ARP Church, and this is my co-pastor Daniel Albuquerque, and our elder Jack Blake.
One of two.
And we have an interesting ministry at our congregation because roughly half of our congregation are from Brazil with varying levels of English proficiency. We have another elder who's not here today who's working, who is from Brazil, and his wife is a dual citizen Brazilian-American, and they have a beautiful little daughter. And his English is quite good, and he serves on the session. And we have a number of Brazilian members who are very involved in the life of the church, who are fluent in English and in Portuguese. And we have a number of members who speak English very limited, but are always constantly improving. And so what that means is that our service is designed for people to be able to come and to worship in English and in Portuguese. Daniel?
Yeah. What we are trying to do is to build a multicultural community. That is a community that we can reach, not just English speakers, but people like Portuguese speakers and Spanish speakers. We are trying to do something that is difficult, but at the same time, we have a pleasure to be a church that represents the nations, and we are really glad to do this kind of ministry there.
And you'll notice too that there's a lot of, in Charlotte where we are located, there's a lot of Spanish speakers and a lot of Brazilian Portuguese speakers, but we're a Reformed church, and that we're distinctive in that way. And people come from across the city for our church.
There aren't very many Reformed churches that offer what we're offering in Spanish and in Portuguese. And there are millions of Brazilian Presbyterians who, when they come to the United States, are looking for a Presbyterian church where they can worship, and we are offering that in South Charlotte. And so each sermon is delivered in English but translated into Portuguese live on a headset, and our Sunday school classes are offered in English and in Portuguese, and sometimes in Spanish when we have attenders who speak Spanish as their first language. We sing hymns, and the lyrics of our hymns and songs and spiritual songs are on the screen in 3 languages, and our bulletin is in 3 languages each week with English, Portuguese, and Spanish. And we close each service by singing the doxology in 3 languages: English, then Portuguese, then Spanish. And
I would say also that we have a very good mix. People, even though we have the language barrier, people are smiling and using our cell phones. We're interacting pretty well as brothers and sisters, even though we have some linguistical challenges.
And we have people at our church that they're from originally from Japan or Trinidad Tobago. It's an interesting church. It's a different church, and we praise the Lord for that.
That's right.